Hey guys, Phil from the Honda Resource. Hopefully my heater's not too loud, but it's cold out here. So thanks for joining me on this episode. Today we're going to be trying to get the GSR engine bolted in to the Civic. So on the last video, the heater cut off, all right. So on the last video you saw that we did the wiring, and then I've also shown you where we pulled the swap out and got all the seals changed on it and all that stuff. So on today's episode, we're going to try to get it bolted into the car. Maybe I should have cleaned this up a little bit. Maybe I just have to do it after the fact. But anyways, I figured we'll just go ahead and get it started. All right, so cool. We got the car sat down over it, so now I just got to drag the engine hoist in here and pick it up. All right, so as you can see, that was fairly straightforward. All I did was bolt up the passenger mount and the driver mount. They're stock mounts, nothing fancy to them. And I've still got to put on the bolt for the rear T bracket, so it still does move a little bit. And then I got to put on the torque mounts. It's pretty easy so far. So yeah, I guess just keep plugging away at it. It's oh, and if you did notice on my engine hoist, I rarely use my engine hoist. Most times I just use the floor jack. But if you did notice on the engine hoist, I use seat belts. Seat belts are super strong, they're very adjustable, and they work excellent. So, and you can get them from the junkyard. Just go out there, cut them out with a razor blade, and they don't damage anything. So, like, if I was using a chain and it had hit this freshly painted valve cover, it would have chipped it. Seatbelt don't do that. So, you know, say what you want, seatbelts work. So anyways, I'm gonna get the, I guess I'll go ahead and bolt on that rear bolt for the rear mount. All right, so this rear bolt is kind of tricky to put in, maybe a little bit, because it's just hard to get back here to where it's at. But it can definitely be done. It might be easier on this car than it was on the Integra because of the lack of power steering on this one. Bingo! All right, so now we just got to start hooking up stuff. So our fuel line, like I mentioned earlier, this is the Integra fuel line. So it's a bolt-on affair. That's 22. All right, the fuel return is the same fuel return from the Civic. It should still work for this one. All right, so I got the fuel return line on. I had to put the clamp on at the same time I was putting the fuel line on. It wouldn't slide over the bulge once I had the hose already on. So just kind of did the hose or the clamp, held the clamp open and slid the hose on at the same time, and it goes right on. I got all my wiring connectors connected over here. Again, the blue connector is not factory. It's the one I replace this with. And then I just got to put a bolt right here. And if it had the little tab on here, it could just clip right into that. And then over here, we got to hook up all these to all those. And then hook up like our starter wire, which is this. A lot of this stuff is straightforward. It's fairly easy swap on this. So I'm gonna put the camera back on the tripod while I do these wires and like our ground strap and I guess our heater cord hoses. Hopefully I won't be in the way of the camera. I'm trying to stay out of the way of the camera where you guys can see everything. I don't want y'all to have any guesses like when it comes to this stuff. I want you to just have the confidence to go out and knock it out yourself. All right, and remember, the little 3-wire plug, we're leaving it vacant. A lot of people take these metal brackets off and leave them off, and that's fine and dandy if you choose to do so. However, I'm not. Let's see. Pull that back through. So we go across the top of it like that. Yeah. All right. Put our fuse box cover back on. This is the ground strap. Just takes a little 10mm bolt and it goes right here on this bracket. Let's see. Oh, actually, make sure the routing is right. So I've got to replace this clutch slave. So, but I am going ahead and kind of get it in place. There's 2 little bolts that holds it onto this bracket here, 2 10mm bolts. Now let's hook up our starter wire. Perfect, just like that. I was like, next time I go to the junkyard, I need to start collecting some more nuts and bolts. We're getting a little thinner selection than I'd like to have. Let's see. This wiring harness zipped down in place. Really, the only thing this car is not going to have that this Civic would have had factory was AC. This car didn't come equipped with power steering, so it will not have power steering still. Let's see, this needs to go into that. Got to hook up my heater hoses. Ow. It does appear that original heater core hose that was back there will work for the GSR. If you do have a GSR, it would probably fit just a tad bit better, but they had the heater core bypassed on the GSR. I pulled this swap out of, so I don't have that hose, but still it fits pretty good. It'll get good flow through the heater core and give us some good heat. All right, now I don't know if this battery is hot or not, but if the battery's hot, it'll start. It's got enough on here to start. Let's see. It'll probably have, it's going to have a vacuum leak, but if the battery's hot, it'll start. All right, let's see if she'll start. Oh, I don't have a main relay in it. Oh, yeah. See? I don't have the booster line, so I don't, it's got a huge vacuum stock. They don't have the torque mounts on it and stuff, but hey, it runs. Also don't have an O2 sensor on it, so throwing a check engine light on, I'm sure it's for that. But you saw how quick I was able to get it running once I got it installed. It's pretty quick. I still need to get, like I mentioned, I got to get another slave cylinder. And got to put coolant in it, you know, all that kind of stuff. Got to get a booster hose, hook up the throttle cable. But I'm gonna call it a night and go in and have some dinner, take a shower, and get mentally ready to go back to work. So. See you tomorrow.